Hey, and there we go. Saturday night. I probably don't want that phone in my pocket at the moment. Put it there. Hello, Megaleech. I am going to do my usual of starting off making a video. Just realised the bloody sheepdog is still out here. I'll get that out of the way. Get things happening. Hey, Justin. How you doing? Gotta move a couple of things. Oh, shit, a fucking break. I'm just paranoid I'm gonna smash things. I'm so clumsy. Ugh. Just some metal things. Fortunately, not glass things. Hey, go there. Okie dokie. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna do the pour it in a glass thing here, and then do the talky stuff. Okay. One Zor. Get the GoPro ready to go and be pro. Don't quite know what I'm doing there, but okay. Let's do this. This. Let there be light. What was that? There. There's a couple things here. Being a pain in my ass. Look in here. Oh, fucking hell. Fuck. Just throw it over there. God damn it. That looks good. Oh. Back there a bit. Right. I'll get this started. It's pretty easy. Just pouring a drink. Oh, that looks fantastic. I'm going to do a photo for a thumbnail. Okay, turn this off. You're done for now. Hi, Greg. How you doing? Here over here. Doing this. You're here. Want this for the Longines. Right. What am I doing? Trello. Where is clarified Longines? Longines? Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to take a freaking photo. Take a freaking photo, man. this back around here. Ooh, that looks so good. Looks like pea, actually, but... Okay. Back over here with you. Up at the roof so we get a bit more reflected light. To smooth my spotty features. Okay, that down there. That in there. Okay. Got to do some talky. Alright. That looks about right. Right, you bloody well, right. Okay, that's ready. And we're off to the races. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is going to be a fun experiment. At least I hope so, because it's... Okay, trying again. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is going to be a fun experiment. At least I hope it'll be fun. It's definitely an experiment, but I thought it was time I tried another experiment with the non-citrus method of milk clarification. I have done this in videos before, and I'll link to the one that has a full description of how you do it. Short version, you bake powdered milk in the oven so it toasts a little bit, then you reconstitute it, then it has this natural tendency to separate. There's some science in there, I don't know what it is. So normally you need to add citrus or some other acidic element to a cocktail to do the clarification process, but with this you don't. So you can clarify cocktails that don't have a citrus content. And I was searching various sites for some cocktail ideas, and I found one, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, that needs to be clarified, the no citrus method, because it has no citrus in the recipe. It's got some very strong flavors, and I thought this will lend itself quite well to clarification. Hopefully. It's a pretty simple recipe. It has brandy, tea, and absinthe in it. And it was the combination of the tea, which has often been in old school milk punch, and the absinthe, which is strong, which made me go, clarify this little jobby. And my absinthe in particular is strong, 80% alcohol by volume, and it's got that bright, unnatural colouring in it, both of which should be tempered by the clarifying process. In terms of the tea, the recipe simply said black tea. So I say use tea you like, and I think go for tea that's got quite a strong flavour because the clarification process will soften it. Also, make the tea much stronger than you normally would because the clarification process will strip the tannins out and there'll be no bitterness in there and you'll still get flavour coming through. So that's my other hot tip. Make the tea stronger than you normally would. Let's get down to it. I'm going to make it. Now, I'll give you the description. Let's get down to making it. I'll give you the ingredients for a single serve. I'm actually making a batch because if I'm going to go through the time-consuming clarification process, I want to get a few drinks out of it. So hopefully I like it. But here we go with the ingredients. For a single serve, you get 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of brandy, then half an ounce or 15 mils of absinthe, 1 ounce or 30 mils of black tea, and 1/4 ounce, around 7.5 mils of sugar syrup. Give that a little bit of a stir, and for the clarification process, you want the ratio of 4 parts of your cocktail to 1 part milk. Give that a gentle stir as you pour in the cocktail, and look, it's going to look absolutely disgusting. Normally, clarification looks gross in the curdling stage. This one, because of the color of the absinthe, looks particularly gross. But hopefully, it's all going to come through in the end. Now, you leave that for the curdling process to go on anywhere between half an hour and overnight. So you'll get a lot of people say you have to do 12, 24 hours. In my experience, no, you don't, although you can experiment with it. Just leave it long enough so you've got really good, clear separation. And it is really not looking appealing at this stage. It's incredible how bad these drinks look at the halfway stage. But then you pour that through a paper coffee filter or something similar, and what is going to happen is the curds will settle. They actually do the hard work of clarification, not the filter. The filter is literally there to hold the curds in place to do the clarification. So what goes through first, before the curds settle, won't be completely clear. You'll have to let some run through, and when it starts coming through clear, tip it back through and do it again. Or maybe do the whole thing more than once. In this case, this one, for whatever reason, there are a bunch of variables. It gave me a bit of a hard time. I did have to put the whole lot through more than once to get the end result. But the end result was this incredible light emerald green colored drink, and it's going to look so good being poured over one of my chunks of beautiful clear ice. And there'll be links at the end, both for the detailed description of how to do the milk powder part of this, and also how to make sexy clear ice with no special equipment and don't take up a lot of room in your freezer either. I feel like I haven't said the name of the drink up to now. It's called Longines. So I assume that's after the designer. You get Longines watches. Again, I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly, but we'll just move on. So this is clarified Longines, and you can see from this bright blue color, you've just got this lovely emerald green. But of course, the big test is, what does it taste like? That is surprisingly mild. I'm getting just a little gentle licorice note from the absinthe. I can taste the tea as well. And the toasted milk, besides giving it a nice mouthfeel that it always does to milk punch, there is a slightly more malty note than you normally get from the milk component of the milk punch. I swear to God, this is awesome. I'm really glad it turned out well, because I made a bit of it. That's several drinks. I would have been a little perturbed if I didn't like it. Forced myself to drink it. Don't like tipping stuff down the sink. But this one's really worked. And I recommend you try not only this one, but just generally the technique of milk clarification without acid, because it produces some truly interesting results. And there's going to be many more experiments down the line for me. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this, the clarified Longines, and I hope you're taking care wherever you are. Hope to see you again soon. Until then, I'll just say cheers. All right, that was not a disaster, which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of things not being a disaster. All right. Now I'm going to sit down and drink this. Hello, Project Redfoot, by the way. Okay. Got this happening. Get this out of the way. Turn that big light off. So we have some sexier, more relaxed lighting. And pull my chair in. Okay. Oh, bloody camera and its auto exposure. I don't really want it to do auto exposure. I want it to say fixed. You learned not to boil water if you're making tea. Well, there you go. Hot tip: bring the water to a near boil. I have no idea. I'm not actually a tea person. You saw a shirt that said he'd agree with you, but then we both. I have seen that or variations of that. Yes. I think I missed something from Greg. Oh, Greg probably put a link there. StreamYard doesn't show me links, but I probably see it if I just go and look on. Uh, no, I don't see it on YouTube either, so I don't know what's happened there. Life's confusing, I guess. Oh, wait, you think you maybe got confused? Okay. I'm not sure. Anyway, look at this. Beautiful clarified drink with the sexy clear eyes. Oh man, that's really nice. And it's just for something that's got like intense flavors, like with the strong tea I made and the absinthe. That's just really mild flavors in that one. Oh, Redfoot, no judgment, man. No matter what time of day it is, I get confused super easily. Dr. Jones, how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm doing good. Got my first drink for the night. Hmm. I got a whole bunch of stuff here to make another video or two, which I may or may not do. I'm so far ahead. I've got stuff preloaded and scheduled on my YouTube channel to go through to mid-January. So I'm obviously not in any rush to do more. Having shot one, that'll, be another one in the bank, as they say in the funny papers. And but I did have ideas for a couple of other cocktails, maybe. Nice White Russian. Having a Caucasian. The dude abides. I am having a clarified brandy and absinthe cocktail called Longines. Oh, and it's a delight. Like, I'm sure the default cocktail is actually just like really strong flavored, but the clarification process has just been super good, and it's fine. Is that right? A White Russian with skim milk is called a White Canadian. Womp womp. Hmm. I've done my standard and forgotten to bring in a skewer for my cocktail, and I think I also left my. I'm going to have to go out into the kitchen and get a couple of things. Oh wait, is that soft? Oh man, there's something wrong with this. I'm going to have to peel it and make something with it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another. I've got the last of my store-bought eggnog, and I really enjoy clarifying that because it tastes yummy. Might do that. But I do have to, I don't have to. I'm choosing to disappear just for brief moments. And I'll be back. Hannah, hello. How are you doing? I'm just going out to grab something. I'll be back. You're saying that as a goofy French Canadian descendant. There you go. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Like probably literally a minute. Less than. Less than 60 seconds. Okay, I got a couple of things that I want. Okay. Oh, we're getting busy. So, you've stumbled across a product you need to buy in bulk and remarket. The gel cap designed to relieve pain from migraines. Put it in the freezer. Oh, I fucking saw that on YouTube. And the person who was doing it on YouTube got it from TikTok, I think. Yes. So when you said gel cap, I thought you meant like a capsule, as like you get headache tablets that have a gel seal, and they're often called gel caps. But no, it's like a swimming cap, and you put it in the freezer, and it stays malleable, and you pull it over your head. Yeah, the person who was using it on YouTube, Call Me Chris, she was just like she says she does suffer from migraines. She didn't have a migraine at that point, but she had a sort of an annoying background headache, and she said it was like instant relief. It felt so good. She just raved about it. So there you go. Coincidentally, Hannah, I know what you're talking about. You've got to drop ship that stuff. Find out who manufactures it and run a little drop shipping business. Right. So I was going to do a short one. I did a long one just then. Uwe matron. Now, what was I already had an idea of which one I was going to do. Oh yes, a mezcal drink. Another sunken boat. So you suffer from migraines, and it'd be too cold for you during a migraine, but on a hot day, it's great. Well, apparently, yeah, you can use it as a hot compress as well, because for some people, hot compresses work. I assume I don't know if you'd put it in hot water or microwave it to heat it. I don't really know the details, but I did see it on a video today. In fact, it was kind of just before coming on live. I was amusing myself with some YouTube videos. Right, you know what? I'm going to quickly. I'm going to do another short video, just for fun. Funsies. Let's have funsies, and then I might even do a long one. Oof. Okay, so this is Punta Mez, which I have here. Okay, and absinthe, which is still out, so that's good. It's here because I'll make it first, and then I'll do the talking. Or, as the industry professionals say, we do the talky, then we do the makey, then the talky. Mezcal. Where is my mezcal? It's nearly empty. Means I'll be transferring the worms into a new bottle, because I do have a new bottle of mezcal. Mezcal, Punta Mez, absinthe, cherry liqueur. Get my cherry liqueur. Dr. Jones. Cousin got you. Oh, the barrel-aged Mac. Yes. Signed by the distiller. Nice. Ah, it's such a good drop. It's so good. You bought yours for $15, worth every penny. Nice. Great summer beanie. Chill your head. All right. So I want my cherry liqueur. Did I arrange things properly? I thought I Yes, I did put the fruit stuff together. Notch. Cherry liqueur. Ooh, sour apple. It's funny when you've kind of forgotten that you've bought something. Look at a bottle and go, hey, what's that? Oh, it's a sour apple liqueur. That could come in handy. I don't know. Cherry. Arrange the bottles photogenically. Right. And let's get our stirring glass ready. Because we're stirring this sucker. Most of my cocktails are stirred. I like stirred down cocktails. They're always bougie. Okay. So, okay. Let's get it on. Probably want to do that. There we go. Oh, okay. So, got our recipe 3/4. Okay. Right. Well, I pour the 3/4 of an ounce of Punta Mez. Oop, and I should have cleaned this, but I didn't. You know what? We're just gonna fucking deal with it. Mezcal. 1.5 ounces. Okay. Oh, that was less than 1.5 ounces in there. Fancy that. Wonder if I want to keep that bottle. Okay. A little bit of prep work to do. My other mezcal bottle. It's right back there. Can I reach it? God damn it. Oh, short people got nobody. Oh god, this could be a disaster. Yeah, if something falls on my head, someone call me an ambulance. Oh, what a fucking hell. Oh, I was just waiting for that to turn into a disaster, honestly. Bad occupational and safety practices on my part. Oh yeah, okay, I've got to break the seal. It's a new bottle. There's the handy dandy dotted line. There it is. Gosh darn it. If anyone was hoping to see me fall on my arse, sorry to disappoint you. Okay. Hey, Mary Media. I need a stool. I need to be taller. Wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. And I'm transferring the worms. This could be. Oh, there's one. Yay, you got the worms in the new bottle. This maker, it's the same maker, Mezcal. They changed their bottle shape for some reason. People do from time to time. Okay, empty bottle over here. Good lord. Right, now I'm ready to actually make it. So let's get to making. That's going, yeah. Mezcal. There's half Oz cherry. Half Oz cherry. Just want the teeniest bit of absinthe. 1 dash. That's 2 dashes, I reckon. Okay, that's that part done. Now let us put some ice in there. Should have been chilling down my glass. I forgot about that. That's okay. We'll survive. We are brave warriors. Okay. So now we're going to stir this. Okay. That is tasting pretty good. Ooh, and this mezcal's really coming through. All right. And we strain this. Should have got a cherry ready. That looked pretty good. And I did bring a skewer. I didn't spear a cherry. There we go. Got me a cherry. Okay. Dunzo. And I will take a photo of the drink for promotional purposes. I just saw you, Dr. Jones saying it's like cliffhanger, me climbing and risking life and limb. All right. Okay. What are we doing? Something about. Okay. I will now, because this is only a short, it's a very quick talky bit. Okay, that's going. And we're going. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is a mezcal-based cocktail from Phil Ward of Death & Co., one of the really great bars and one of the really great bartenders of the modern era. It's called Another Sunken Boat. I don't know how many boats he sinks, but this is apparently one of them. And I'm going to give it a bit of a taste. Ooh, there's some really rich, earthy flavors in there with a little bit of sweetness as well. It's kind of a variation on a Manhattan. We make it like this. In a mixing glass, we put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of mezcal. Then we add 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of Punta Mez. Then 1/2 ounce or 15 mils of a cherry liqueur. And finally, we're going to put 2 dashes of absinthe in there. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then strain that into a chilled Nick and Nora glass, and we garnish it with a maraschino cherry on a skewer. If you like a Manhattan and you like bold flavors, give this smoky variation a go. I think you'll like it. Another sunken boat. Cheers. Whew. Now I'm sitting down again. Ugh. Put that there, and that goes over there. All right, let's put this away. Oh, good Lord. Oh, lawsy, lawsy, lawsy. Yeah, Dr. Jones, I was right on the edge of going, this is a bad idea. I should go and get a stepladder. Oh. Hey, Strictly Sega, how you doing? And you heard the startup tone in your head, Project Redfoot. Yeah, I understand that. Things that remind you of things. Huh, cheers, y'all. And this is a little bit intense, this drink, quite honestly. I'm going to be a wuss and sweeten it a little bit more. Just a teeny bit. Look at that. Here's about 2.5 mils of sugar syrup. See what sort of difference that makes. All right, what difference does that make? Makes a good difference. Well, it's still got a real bitter kick to it. Which one did you look up? Another Sunken Boat? Yeah. Phil Ward and the Death & Co. people are very creative. Anyway, I'm going to peel this orange. I just noticed a soft spot on it. It's gone goopy. So I might juice it tomorrow. Can't be bothered doing it now. Do. Just being careful to not get the goopy bit. Oh, if I can drop that. Maybe 5-second rule works for orange peel too. All right. Where did that peel go? That's just here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know why everyone's panicking. Why are you all panicking? Dropping some orange peel in my drink too. Just for something to do, to give it a bit of flavor. All right. Get in there, orange peels. We're doing it. Says, do I use Punta Mez or something else? Oh yeah, I think Punta Mez is the suggested one. So really, they're saying like a really full flavored, robust vermouth. So the default recipe is Punta Mez, but I mean, you go with a vermouth that you like and that you have. Each vermouth is going to make it a slightly or possibly extremely different drink. But I don't think you should let that hold you back. Cheers, y'all. I think it would be less bitter made with the Carpano Antica vermouth as opposed to Punta Mez. Punta Mez has a little bit more of a bitter edge than most vermouths have. It's by no means the most bitter vermouth or aromatized wine, but certainly more than some others. That's what she say, yeah. There's a Discord feature. Join a voice chat, can play a sound. You got yours set to Go See Gar. I don't even. Oh, right. Sorry. I was about to say, I don't even know what that is, but of course I do know what that is. So you did the exact Go See Gar. Yep. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. Huh. So dot. Hey Chog, how you going? It's what is it? Saturday night? See, I have to ask myself the question repeatedly what day of the week it is because I haven't been working on holidays, and so just lose track of everything. Doing fairly well, Chog. How's everyone in the Chog household? Hope you're well. Yeah, there you go. The Sonic Sega thing. There you go. Chog, I'm taking 3 weeks off, so I've just finished the first week of 3 weeks off. I think it's the first annual leave extended I've taken since last Christmas. I know I took an extra day off Melbourne Cup weekend, like half of Melbourne does, and had a weekend away, but that was like one day. And I might have taken some extra time off around Easter or Anzac Day. Oh, what day of the week was Anzac Day this year? 25th. Was a Tuesday. Yeah, I think I took the Monday, the 24th off for Anzac Day. Jesus, Microsoft, you're so fucking needy. Pop-ups, god damn it. So you're a bit frazzled, absent from the stream. How's it been? Oh yeah, Christmas, dude. No apologies or even explanations needed. So yeah, you've never tried Punta Mez, just Carpana Antica, Dorlan Rouge, extremely old Cinzano Rosso for sweet vermouths. I tend to swap around what vermouth I use, like go through a bottle, then get another one. The current one is from South Australia. It's made by these people, Unico Zello, who are affiliated with the Applewood Distillery. But their sweet vermouth is a really rich, fruity red sweet vermouth. And they actually call it a yuzu vermouth because apparently it's got yuzu in it. It's really good. That's not well. Actually, this is vermouth. This is they call it rosé vermouth. This is like a blanco vermouth, but it's made with red wine, so it's not really a sweet vermouth. It's between dry and sweet. Icy Saracen. I mean, within bounds. I apparently have been committed to doing a shoey on New Year's Eve. And sure, Christmas good, catered for 30 guests. Nice. Tomorrow night's last of the social calendar. Smaller but drunker group, depending on kids. Oh, But I'm showing out when my hair's all over the place. Can't do a thing with it. But yeah, we've been just having a chill time. My daughter cooked us a roast the other day. It's kind of like a late Christmas dinner because we're all doing other things. and the roast she cooked was really yummy. It was just good. So yeah, big fan. Yes. What a shoey is, Dr. Jones, is not cultured. I think it's the thing that started at like music festivals and rock concerts in Australia. Someone on stage drinking, usually just beer or something, out of their shoe, like literally taking their shoe off and pouring a drink into it and drinking it. So yeah, that's me drinking out of a shoe, basically, on New Year's Eve. Probably cider. I'll drink out of a shoe. There was this ridiculous story recently in Vegas, like I don't know when the F1 was there. Some venue, they'd somehow heard about shoeies, and they were like, I'll find the story because it was ridiculously expensive, and it was stupid as fuck. Bellagio is the location of the MGM Rewards Shoey Bar, made famous by AlphaTauri driver Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo? I forget, the Shoey. Celebrates drinking from a driving shoe. Like, suck my fucking balls. No offense to anyone American. Why the fuck do Americans always get this shit wrong? It's like when they discovered fairy bread a couple of years ago and just got it so fucking wrong. And they were charging $135 for a shoe. But there was actually in the shoe, there was like a glass insert, or maybe it was a plastic insert. So you weren't even drinking out of the shoe, which is bullshit. You got to drink out of the shoe, not out of a glass that's in a shoe. God, now they're saying this F1 guy invented it. No, he fucking didn't. God damn it. You want a new shoe with waterproof lining? That's just me. Well, we'll see what's what. So it's Ricciardo. If it's pronounced the Italian way, he's Aussie mates for banging out. Saw a video of Patrick Stewart doing a shoey. Wow, class. Yes. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do the like the shoe I'm wearing, but I've seen stuff like at fucking gigs, someone who's bouncing about on stage, so their shoe's going to be fucking rank, literally taking their shoe off and pouring something into it and drinking out. Like, that's fucking rank. I am going to find. I might have a new shoe. At the very least, it's going to be a shoe I haven't worn for a while, and I'll kind of wipe it clean. I'll have to investigate that tomorrow morning because tomorrow is, of course, New Year's Eve. And if I have to like wipe the shoe out, I want to give it a chance to dry. So yeah, you don't trust your shoes. Like I'm not joking, man. It's either I think I've actually got some new shoes in a box I haven't worn, so they're a top candidate. Otherwise, it will just be a shoe I have not worn for a long time that I will clean out. Because damn, Daniel, there you go with your shoey again. Oof. The other drink I was thinking of making tonight, um, it just really caught my eye. Whiskey martini. Like, what? So, and it looks super weird, which I like. Yeah, hi, what are you doing, Trello? Jesus. Act fucking weird, why don't you? So the whiskey martini is whiskey, Blanco vermouth, sherry, and a decent whack of olive brine. And damn, that's going to be weird. Like, it might be fucking terrible. It literally might be terrible. Hey, Safa. Thinking, what's an Izza? You had an Izza for, and I realized that you just missed the P. Pizza. Chog, there will be a variety of things consumed tomorrow night, no doubt. Dr. Abigail is planning on coming over. We'll be in the bar. And you know what? I've still got lots of eggnog as well. Might drink some eggnog tomorrow. Might drink some eggnog tonight. I don't know. It's crazy. Can't undo YouTube comments anymore. Don't let it stress you. Typos and whatnot. Shit happens. It's only like if I think someone genuinely doesn't know how to spell a particular thing, I will attempt to be helpful. I try not to do it with derision, but I do think it's good to actually point something out to you. I do sometimes use the same glass for multiple cocktails because I can't. I just don't want to dirty another glass, so I do that definitely. Oh, and eggnog's just eggnog. But I did not look into that. You need to take the wrapper off, Teresa. I don't know. I've still got one bottle, half full. I'll probably clarify that, add some booze and clarify it tomorrow. Oh, so Greg and Strictly Sega are both testing the delete comments. Greg says he can. Okay. I actually still see it, I think. On StreamYard, it's still there, but maybe it disappears from YouTube. I'm going to look at YouTube. Oh, yeah. No, it does. You can definitely delete them on YouTube. Yeah. No, I looked. It doesn't disappear from my stream here on StreamYard, but I looked on YouTube and it does delete them from the YouTube chat thing. See, Greg, you removed that one on YouTube, but I still see it on StreamYard. Chog, New Year's resolutions are not my thing. I've never really done it. Do I have any hopes, dreams, aspirations for the new year? I mean, I don't know if this sounds fatuous, but I'm actually pretty happy. So if you pop the chat out, you can remove them. There you go. That's how it goes. Dr. Jones thinking about making a Vieux Carré. Make a martini, pour it in the same glass. Okay. So Vieux Carré is just one of my all-time favorites. So yeah, I think depending what sort of martini you're making, you could get a really interesting residual flavor in it, I think. Strict to say you're keeping it simple, live another year. Yeah. Okay. Joe, given a very had New Year's resolution, keen to work on a couple of goals after the season's over. Yeah, it's good. I don't think I have any big goals. Not so much a New Year's resolution. Something I've already started doing with Mrs. Angry is going through some boxes to find some specific books that we've never bothered to unpack. Mm. So yeah, getting a bit organised. I think I'll have a lemon bitters because it's just sitting here. And I got my gas. Ice has been melting. I'll just drink some water. I was kind of interested in making the whiskey martini, but don't know if I want to make another video tonight. I'll have to think on it. Sunken Ship, little bit bitter, not terribly so. Like, it's interesting. I did see some people online referring to it as an almost Negroni alternative. Because if you make it with Punta Mez, you get a little bit of bitterness in it, and that mezcal flavor. Like a 7 out of 10. Certainly not my favorite. I don't regret making it, but it isn't one I'd make again. It just didn't grab me. Actually, maybe like literally making it with sweet vermouth. I might try that. But yeah, it did not set my world on fire. So, we'll see what's what. Well, Sarpa, that's certainly one I could be sure I would keep. Make more cocktails. Because I'm definitely going to do that. Because it's still fun to do. That's Dr. Jones, probably dependent on two things: the type of mezcal and your personal taste buds. Some people are quite freaked out by mezcal, and certainly when I first had it, it's like, oof, this is this really intense barbecue smoke flavor. Because they do basically, literally, barbecue the hearts of the agave plant that form the basis of the alcohol, which is why it's so smoky. And different distilleries have their specific way of preparing it, so it tastes vary a bit from distillery to distillery. But yeah, sometimes it's just your own tastes. It's like, someone else will taste it and go like, "Oh, that's really over the top smoky," and is it? Same as like, I love it when I go to a place that makes a really good martini. Get a dry martini and it just has this really clean taste. And I'm like, oh, this is like drinking really bracing water. And I could just imagine someone who doesn't drink martinis getting my dry martini that I said reminded me of water and just going, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just acquired taste, and my tastes have definitely changed over the years. So yeah, I think a lot of it's extremely subjective. I do get more than a tad annoyed with people when it's about anything, whatever their pet thing is, with spirits, wines, cocktails, whatever, even foods and whatnot. And when they arbitrarily go, this good, this bad, no, it's like, no, we're all individuals. People experience things differently, and what one person really likes, another person maybe can't stand it. But you really do get those people who try to assert there's an absolute truth. This is definitely good. This is definitely bad, objectively. And it's like, no, dickhead, subjectively, you consider that good. You consider that bad. And maybe a lot of people agree with you that, that is better than that. But it's not a universal truth because taste is subjective. So, yeah, got to work on nutrition, being debt free except for the mortgage. Good plan. Yeah, I've got to claw back my credit card a little bit. It's not out of control, but I used to pay it off every month, and it just crept a little beyond that. But I'm on track to bring it back. But yeah, nutrition. I could really do with losing about 20 kilos. Wow, coriander's a funny one. I don't know how true this is, but there are people saying there's a genetic thing where certain people are genetically predisposed to think coriander tastes like soap. I don't like coriander. I don't necessarily think it tastes like soap, but that sounds really weird and not real, but apparently it is. It's literally a genetic difference between people. All right, yeah, so you're validating it's true. Okay. Also, one that I think is funnier. Um, they all joke about asparagus making your pee smell. Apparently, that's genetic as well. But what I heard Dr. Carl say this on Triple J. Um, uh, with asparagus making your pee smell really rank. It's genetic, and some people, uh, asparagus makes their pee smell rank, and some people it doesn't. Some people can't smell that rank pee, and some can, and you get a mix. So some people, asparagus makes their pee smell rank, and they can smell it and don't like it. Some people, uh, asparagus makes their pee smell rank, but they can't smell it. And some people, asparagus doesn't make their pee smell rank, and they can't smell it when someone else's pee's rank. And some people, asparagus doesn't make their pee smell rank, but they can smell it when other people have eaten asparagus, which is just trippy, I think. So, yes, people like that's a good one. Lacking intellectual humility. Absolute truth is an extremely dangerous word. I would go testable facts, but perception's a huge thing. Oh, and just in case it's confusing for you, Dr. Jones, when we say coriander, we mean cilantro. In Australia, we call it coriander. So same thing. Oh, and hops, yeah. Hops can, to some people, hops, which is the base in beer, smells incredibly rank and rotten, and other people find the smell of hops really appealing. Okay, that sounds interesting. People have got reverse circadian rhythms. So what? They're alert at night and sleepy during the day? Is that what we're talking about? The more lemon bitters. We have an objective reality, but there are limits to the scientific method lets us validate like the laws of physics. You have a hypothesis, you test it, you find evidence to support the um, hypothesis. You work out how you could falsify it, and you do that, and it still proves the hypothesis. So then we come to say like, okay, so far as we can see, you test this again and again and again and again, and you will always get the same result. That's a pretty good definition of reality. And yes, religious people will occasionally say extremely weird things about that. Yes, that we were talking about hops with the basis of beer sapa. Yes. Do you have something called coriander in the US as well? Okay, that's news to me. Maybe you're talking about coriander seeds or something, but cilantro is coriander. So, Mari Media. So, these people with reverse circadian rhythms, the sun makes them naturally sleepy, dark makes them awake. And it runs in families. Oh. Well, that's the whole thing. The left hand was called the sinister hand. People forget certainty as human beliefs is really just a feeling. Feeling certain, bro. Good for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of philosophy. And when people start arguing in absolutes in philosophy, you should be extremely wary of them. Like Jordan Peterson is a fucking fraud and a fucking weirdo. Uh, and the way he argues philosophical things as absolute truths when it's not testable, it's not falsifiable. You can't validate it. You can get evidence to support your philosophical point of view, but it be extremely wary of people who push their philosophy or ideology as an absolute truth. It's true for them. It's their guiding thing, and I mean that for me too. It's like, I have certain guiding principles in my life. You know, morals, values, whatever you want to call them, uh, and I thoroughly believe they're right. But they can't be established as fact in the same way our observations of the physical world can be tested through the scientific method. There really is like, no, I feel like this is the right thing. I feel like this is the right philosophy. And am I sure of that, Megalich? Not really. Kind of though. Yeah. Yeah. Religious people who say things with absolute certainty are a bit scary. Again, there's by no means all religious people. Some very open-minded religious people. Philosophy buffs and even empiricists don't see the concept of absolutism as particularly useful. Yeah, it can very much limit your ability to learn. And you do see that people in the scientific world do make that mistake. There are just so many examples through history and in the modern world of people going into something with an absolutely unshakable belief in how things are going to be. And sometimes they contrive experiments to support their view. Sometimes they just uh, shout down any contradiction to their view. Mary Media, Kevin Smith's Dogma movie. Have an idea, not a belief. Hard to change belief. It's easy to change an idea. Yeah, there's his whole Catholic bring. Okay. Um, I really enjoyed that movie Dogma. It had a lot of funny stuff in it. And having gone through Catholic school, I see where Kevin Smith was coming through. He's obviously had Catholic education too. But I wanted to be a Catholic pedant. It's like his central thing that the two angels do, and is about, they're going to do all these awful things, but then they're going to walk through the door um, of the reconsecrated church and their sins will be wiped away. It's something like that. And I, I was just going like, but confession and absolution only work if you sincerely repent your sin and never want to do it again. And they would not be sincere in their intention. Their intention was incredibly cynical, it was premeditated and cynical, and it wouldn't work. They wouldn't get the absolution. They wouldn't get the forgiveness, and the whole thing of destroying God. But that was me being a Catholic pedant, and I took my Catholic education seriously. That's all I can say. Another place, absolute certainty is used. Sales and business degrees. Uh, yeah. Yes. Very much worry about people in the business world who talk about absolute certainty of outcomes. Media Mark, I've got that right. It's why Ben Affleck's Angel went on a murder spree while the other one sat down and got drunk. But their whole thing is they could do these awful things and they'd go in and they'd be forgiven. And if I remember rightly, the paradox was going to destroy God or something. But it wouldn't work because you only get forgiveness if you sincerely repent what you've done. And they didn't. They were not going to be sincere in their action. Their action was really cynical. And they were trying to exploit a loophole. And it wouldn't have worked because they wouldn't have been sincere. Bet you didn't know I could get really pedantic about Catholic doctrine. I can. But overall, I really enjoyed Dogma. It's I haven't watched it in ages, but it's really good. Oh, what did I watch today? Renfield, because Renfield's now free on streaming services. That was entertaining, extremely silly, just over the top gory, but funny and enjoyable and just very silly in the best way. And Nicolas Cage having the time of his life as Dracula. And yes, Alanis Morissette screamed their head off. Yes. Well, that was the whole thing with the Metatron, the voice of God, because mortals can't, or even angels can't hear God's voice because it would overwhelm them. So the Metatron had to speak for God. I'm not sure what you mean, Jog. 5 Hail Marys for my shoey. Is that my penance for doing a shoey? But yes, I don't have to plead for absolution if I truly regret doing a shoey, because I'll just regret it, and the regret will be real. I just thought there might be some weird shoes in here. What's in here? Oh, there are actually a few pairs of shoes in here. I'll show you some potentials. Just so. Oh no, that's a bit rank. Actually, that's it's like this leather one, slip-on leather one. I thought, how much did I wear that? I did actually wear out the lining a bit. That looks a bit gross. But I mean, maybe it should be this one, the Angry Aussie shoe. Does anyone remember me getting this? This is just sitting in the cupboard. I haven't worn this in. I maybe should do it out of this. I feel like this is maybe a front runner. But I have a few others to check out. A few other shoes, potential shoes. All right. I'll make a final decision tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow morning, because like I said, I might really want to clean out the shoe. If it's not actually a new one, I might really want to clean it out. So, I'm now in two minds of. I know we're having good chats. I don't think I should go off and make another video now. I don't need to. I was thinking of making the whiskey martini, just because it sounds so weird. But this another time. I actually, not so much Everclear, but an equivalent, Polish Spiritus. Honestly, that's a pretty good idea. 93% alcohol, I think the Spiritus is. That is a pretty good idea in terms of cleaning, because it will abso-fucking-lutely kill any germs. might like wipe the shoe down, and I legit might rinse it with this spiritus because that's just alcohol, ethanol. It's not poison. It's not like a cleaning thing, which would be poison. And yeah, there'll be some residual ABV in the shoe. Oh, maybe I'll rinse it. Maybe I'll rinse it with the spiritus just before I pour the cider into it. We might be onto something here. That could be what I do. Oh, we shall see. I was also thinking because it's bacon day, I've still got my bacon fat washed whiskey. Maybe I should make another old fashioned with that. Last one I made tasted like pork crackling, which is not unpleasant, but weird. Definitely weird. Having a drink that tastes like pork crackling is really strange. Ugh. It's a whole thing, the old fat washed alcohol. I did see another one, and I forget which spirit it was, but it was like oh, it was rum. It was rum, burnt butter, and it's like you lightly cook butter in a frying pan till it just browns a bit, and you get like these aromas coming off, and then you mix that with rum and let it infuse for a while, then strain the butter out of the rum. Hey, Mism Creations, how you doing tonight? Oh, I'm just chilling out. I'm actually in my non-alcohol drinking phase of the stream, just trying to keep things balanced and not get too wasted. Because I've already had a couple of drinks, and I will have I don't know, one or two more. But nothing to overthrow. I love this label, the mezcal that I emptied. So it's weird. The outward-facing labels kind of boring. Peloton de la Muerte, Death Squad, but the back of it, I really like. It's like just really primitive, sort of superstitious-looking symbol. I quite like that. Was this a 700ml bottle? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the shape of it, but I probably don't need any other bottles. I have a lot of bottles that I use to refill with various things. Oh God, those buckets of shot things scare me. Yeah, they're all about. They just taste like sugar. They're sugar with alcohol content, and they're super easy and cheap and whatnot. It's not very good, but yes, I have honestly also thought for a party they might be a thing. Oh yes, musical aviator. That's a Christmas present from Mrs. Angry, the on-air sign. I did have it back on the wall, but just the way the webcam does light, it was just flaring out into a white light. Whereas if I keep it here next to me, you actually see the on-air sign, which I quite like. I also worry, like, obviously, if you do too many shots, the alcohol content is going to make you sick. But I think the sugar content could make you sick. Oh God, I've got a bunch. Voc do good quality liqueurs. If someone just wants something simple, yeah, get some fruity Voc things and just, add soda water or lemonade or whatevs. Even sparkling wine with a fruity liqueur in there. I know Voc's been around forever. I think my parents had like Voc bottles in the 70s. It's got a dodgy rep, but they're actually decently produced. They're not high end. There are a couple of makers I know that do high-end fruit liqueurs, and the difference is noticeable. But I think Vox fine. I've got half a dozen Vox in there, so that's a great alternative for someone who doesn't want something strong like whiskey. Um, yeah, have some fruit liqueurs. And you just a little treat, something bubbly, whether they like soda, lemonade, sparkling wine, something like that. I mean, you can make cocktails as well, but it's just so easy. It's just like, oh yeah, I'll give you a treat. Look, oh, that's the classic for sparkling wine and raspberry liqueur. Yeah, any of the fruit liqueurs, I reckon, go great. Like legit. What do I get? What? I know I've got curacao. Uh, I think. Oh no, it's actually a different brand, but it's basically on a level with Voc. They have the blue curacao. But that's where you get the chocolate ones, the creme de cacao. Um, you could make someone a fun milkshake with some Voc creme de cacao. What do I have in the Voc thing? I've got banana, brown creme de cacao, white creme de cacao, parfait amour. That's a really floral one. It's purple. So again, that make a really nice looking drink for someone. You put it with something bubbly. That's got my thing, and I've got peach, and I've got this brand of blue curacao, which is probably on a par with Voc quality wise. Got this brand of Advocaat in here. This is unopened. Once I open it, oh, I've got Voc Advocaat in the fridge. I opened it, but this was on a really good special, so I got some because it's just got to sit in here till I open it. Murray, and then this brand they have it. Why have I got two things of blue curacao? Oh, because again, this was super cheap, and it'll keep. Probably won't get open for years. And how much spiritus? I've still got about 50 mils of spiritus. This is the Everclear thing. This is a 95% alcohol by volume. I think that's about the most you can get alcohol to stay liquid. Above that, it just vaporizes. Also, fun fact, I did this with AIDSy a few years ago. The first time I got spiritus, we have a video where we try it. God, I might be able to find it. That actually would be a bit funny. Yeah, Parfait Amour would be great with sparkling, and it looks cool because it's purple. Liam, how you doing, man? Christmas was fine, relaxing, family time, and very chill. How's everything with you? Now I've got this in my mind. I want to find. See if I can find this video of me and AIDSy taste testing spiritus. Nope, that's not it. Letting that around. What do we? This is the wrong channel. Is that it? Yeah. Why is my thing being so slow to load? My videos. Spirit. Yes, here we are, experimenting with 95% alcohol, Polish rectified spirit. Actually, that one doesn't have AIDSy in it. Huh. That's really weird. What did I call the one? Because this one is actually just me. I was doing an infusion. I tell you the other thing. Spiritus with herbs, it just rips the color and flavor out of the herbs really quickly. It's amazing. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Oh, nice. You had Christmas lunch with a theme. Ooh, color me intrigued. What was your theme? Mrs. Angry and I had Christmas dinner with a theme. The theme was Indian food. We just got so much food takeaway. And we got it a couple of days. We got it the day before Christmas Eve, and because this place wasn't open Christmas Eve, and it was so good. We got this tandoori platter, the whole sampler of different things cooked in the tandoor, uh, a goat curry, a dal, which is a chickpea curry, um, some bread, some naan, stuffed with blue cheese, which was really yummy. What else was there? Oh, onion bhajis, and uh, and then we realized there was so much. It was definitely minimum 2 meals each, and it just smelled so good. Like when we took it home and it was in the fridge, opened the fridge door and it smelled so good. When we should have it on Christmas Eve too. So on Christmas Eve and Christmas night, we had these Indian banquets. So good. Chog, speaking bad ideas, Everclear and cordial, Instaliquor. Okay. You can use it to make tinctures. Oh god, I think I've still got one when I was saying that thing about herbs. Um, my god, I think there is a tiny bit of it left. Like I diluted this so many times. This started off being the Polish rectified spirit, and it had rosemary in it, and the green it went this dark emerald green. It was so dark it was almost opaque. And also, the rosemary flavor was too strong to use in drinks. Like, it's not even the alcohol was too strong. It absorbed so much rosemary flavor, it was overpowering. So I was using it like bitters for a while, and I just kept diluting it with vodka. Now, this just has a really nice herbal aroma. I've had it for years. I should use it. I keep forgetting it's there. Um, I should put that in something. Oh, tropical theme for Christmas, Liam. That's a fun Christmas theme. I like it. Um, yeah, that was the biggest surprise to me when I did the herb infusion in that, and it really quickly, like in 24 hours, stripped all the color and flavor out of the rosemary, and the flavor was too strong to use it in drinks. So I just used it like bitters for the longest time, and I just kept diluting it with vodka. So that's probably 60%. It's probably down from 95% to 60%, somewhere between 50 and 60% alcohol, because I just kept dilute. I could have diluted it with water, but I diluted it with vodka repeatedly. Um, and I'm just reminding myself, I've been very interested in Australian makers putting out like entry level whiskies, and I found another one. This one from 78 Degrees. This double distilled whiskey. This was in the Coles bottle shop. It's a new thing, and it was $79, which is relatively cheap for an Australian whiskey. This is a truly conscious whiskey born from a distillery obsessed with sustainability. Every drop brims with character, crafted from redistilled heads and tails cuts. Rich, unforgettable, and waste-free. No waste, pure taste. Now, so this is a little bit of distilling knowledge. If you're completely unfamiliar with how the distilling process works, when they're making it usable, like spirit comes out of the still, the first bit that comes out is going to be not good. That's the heads. The middle bit is going to be the good stuff. That's called the hearts. And the last bit is not going to be good. That's called the tails. that heads and tails normally get thrown out. They might find ways to use them, I don't know, like in disinfectant, like hand sanitizer, like everyone was making during COVID. But I think usually the heads and tails get thrown out. These guys have redistilled the heads and tails into a usable whiskey, which is really interesting. So yeah, it was aged in ex-red wine cask. Oh, it's a limited release whiskey produced from a small parcel of double still stock. Okay, so this was comparatively cheap and apparently is not going to be a thing. Chog, the highest ABV product you'll get at Dan Murphy's will probably be an absinthe in the 60 to maybe 70% range. I don't think they will sell anything higher proof than that. That would be my guess. I know a place where I can still get the Spiritus. It's very hard to get, but I know someone who sells it still, 95%. But that's just super expensive because it's taxed. Australian spirits are taxed based on the alcohol content. But you'll get, I think, at Dan Murphy's, you'll get some rums and some whiskies that are about 60%. Oh yeah, no, the in Australia getting the 190 proof super difficult. Like I said, I know a place that has it. It used to be easier, and then a couple people died from it, usually young people doing stupid shit like shots at an 18th or a 21st. And that's just fucking stupid because it's high enough alcohol content that a couple shots could kill you. But of course, if you're just knocking shots back, you can easily drink a fatal amount before you lose consciousness. Terrible, stupid idea. Bundaberg overproof. Yeah, I don't know. Not a fan of Bundaberg rums, actually. And I tried some of their more expensive stuff. Again, via websites, you can get things. There's another Queensland distiller in Beanley. They have a special edition called Inner Circle, high proof. I think one's like 58, 60%, but then there's one which I have there, which is 75%, which is incredibly high for a rum. So yeah, 151 proof rum. That's globally, that's about the highest proof rum you get, but you can get that one from Queensland. Oh, it's less than a mixer. It's like a tincture. You use it as a base. In fact, by far the best use for the high proof spirits is as a tincture, like because it'll draw the flavor out of whether it's herbs or fruit or whatever. It just incredibly draws out the flavor and the color. Uh, but yeah, as for drinking it, it's ridiculous. Fun fact: it will vaporize on your tongue. Your mouth, if you hold it in uh, your mouth is warm enough to vaporize it. Aidsy and I discovered that. Yeah, I wish uh, I could find the video actually because it would be kind of fun. Uh, okay. Where are we? It's very old. I'm looking at really old AIDSy videos, but it's like YouTube only lets you search based on the title of the video, not the description. And That's what's given me a hard time. I don't remember what I called the video. I thought it might have referenced Polish Spiritus, but it didn't come up when I searched on that. I just got all the watching movies ones with Aidsy. And I'm not seeing the one where we pull funny faces because we are drinking something horrible. Anyway, I am going to compare this quickly to some of the other entry-level Australian whiskies I got. Being sophisticated. Taste. The time of sensation across the whole nation. Radio goodies. Ball. Did anyone get that reference to the old goodies? All right. 4 little Glen cans. What whiskey? Okay. Still got this one. Got no, not that one. I want this one. Sound of sensation across the whole nation. Radio goodies. Boom. And I guess I'll open this bottle of Twofold because I finished my last bottle of Twofold. Okay. All right. Wait, is that open? Cheers. Okay. All right. Let's get the Glencairn glasses, because I'm classy and professional. And I use the proper tasting glasses. All right. Let's do this. You go over here, maybe. Right. Okay. You get out of the way because I'm going to trip over you. Okay, so new whiskey. Oh, it's a screw top. I'm always keen on new whiskey. You get the glug, glug, glug. Somehow less satisfying if you don't get the pop stopper, but I'll deal with it. This one's almost gone. Probably won't get it again because I got it just to taste it. This one's good though. This is another Melbourne one from Craft & Co. And they've just brought this out. Just tasted it for the first time the other day. And it's quite good. And my old favourite, Starward Twofold. All right. I'm going to try the new one first. Okay. We're good. You know, you're not in your 20s anymore. One of your first concerns New Year's Eve, liver and cardio. I thought, yeah, don't want to go too over the top. Think of consequences. Okay, so 78 degrees, double distilled whiskey. Man, if I like this, I'm going to have to try and get another bottle because they're saying it's a limited release. Once it's gone, it's gone. What's that? Oh, it's like really stone fruit. It's almost like peaches. No, what's it taste like? Ooh. Ooh, it's really fruity. Ooh, like that's almost like oranges, which is really unusual for a whiskey. Oh, God, it's almost floral. Wow. So, Dr. Jones, you made another second a little bit bitter. Yeah, it didn't quite work for me. So Splitting the mezcal sounds like a good idea. Cognac could be really interesting, actually. But this. Oh, yeah, it's like apples. Like, there's a really bright, fruity flavor in it. And it's got like the whiskey burn. Man, that is actually really quite nice. And it's a tad different to a lot of whiskies. Much brighter and fruitier. Mm. Wow, that is really interesting. Cleanse my palate. Now I think I'll go straight to the twofold because I always said twofold was a fruity one, different to a lot of the other whiskies. How's that going? And it is very light on the nose. I'm a professional. Mm. Okay, that's really interesting. Compared to the new one, this tastes more like honey. Like previously, when I've tasted twofold, I've gone, this is really fruity compared to other whiskies. But that new one's so fruity, it makes twofold taste less fruity. Safa, will it be a long stream? I mean, probably for a while, not super late, but rolling along. Again, oh, twofold's so easy to drink. Mm. Uh, whew. More another palate cleanser. Yes, there is a definite apple quality in twofold, but this new one even more, which is tripping me out a bit, honestly. Like it actually makes the twofold, by comparison, taste less fruity and less appley. But always compared to other whiskies, I was just like, oh yeah, no, that twofold's its own thing. It's really fruity. Okay, so Coastal Stone. This is from Sydney. Where's it 8 degrees from? I think it's Adelaide. I'll actually tell you where the grain came from. Yeah, it's from South Australia. So it's a South Australian whiskey, 2 Melbourne whiskies, and a Sydney whiskey. There you go. So what was that? Was that the blood orange cappy? That's a nice soft drink. Anyway, so Coastal Stone. Mm. It's quite like, it's kind of like a spicy honey. Because again, the spicy is actually the alcohol burn. So it's like slightly like peppery honey. Very light. These, I can see why you could probably get people in with this because very light. Definitely got whiskey character, but comparatively light flavor. You want bigger bottles? I think you can get bigger bottles, but I'm not sure. Yeah, those little bottles, they're just like little mixer bottles. Ugh, palate cleanser. And finally, the Craft & Co., which is slightly high ABV. The others are all 40. It's 44%. So it's slightly higher ABV, 10% higher. It's got much more aroma than the others. What is that? I'm like so bad with coming up words for what it's like. It's almost bready, as in like bread. In a good way, the real grain sort of smell. Much richer taste. Like the sweetness in this is almost like molasses. It's caramel, toffee sort of thing. 100 proof is pretty intense. That's like 25% stronger than average. I find like on the rack up there. Where are we? This one, Bakery Hill, which is a local distillery I like. They found for them just their default one, the sweet spot for their whiskies is 46%. So their standard ones are released at 40%, 46%. They do release some cask strength ones, so over 50%, like whatever it comes off the cask at. But yeah, 100 proof is also good for cocktails because it carries through. Like even Wild Turkey 101 is quite good for cocktails because you can dilute it and the flavor still comes through. So that's 50.5%, the 101. That's really yum too. That is a really nice whiskey. I fucking like that. But the absolute fruitiness of this one. So now I've got to make an old fashioned with it. That's what I always got to do with any whiskey. So we'll get a little bit of sugar syrup. Do that much. Making a new batch of this spiced apple brown sugar syrup as well because I used most of what I had making a rum liqueur, which is super fucking yummy. Okay. 78 degrees, double distilled whiskey. See what it's like in an old fashioned. Here's my Angostura bitters. We'll put that in. And where's this thing? I'm going to put the garnishes in. Put the orange peel in. There we go. And stir it with my cherry. There we go. Get a little bit of chill in there. I like my old fashions cold. We'll give that a bit of a run. Oh, that is really nice. That's like honey and apples. And quite strong orange notes. Oh, wow, that is a really interesting whiskey. Well, glad I discovered it for however long it's around. And I should stop buying bottles. Every time I think, okay, that's it, I'm not going to buy any, and then something comes out and I'm like, oh god damn, I really want that. You'd be able to tell if I won lotto because I would just be getting outrageous stuff. In fact, one thing I would definitely do for fun. It's what the guys at the Whiskey Tribe do at their distillery. They have the Whiskey Vault. I would just be buying I'd be buying every release from Australian distillers and be getting, really weird and unusual stuff. And I'd get 2 bottles of everything. And I'd open and taste one, and I'd ideally do it with other people. I'd get other people to do a tasting of it, and we'd settle on tasting notes, and then 1 bottle would go in the vault, the whiskey vault, for posterity, and with the tasting notes on it, so we'd remember, oh, that's what we thought of that one, and that's what we thought of that one, and just build up a real stupid whiskey collection for no good reason, just because it would be fun. You got to have fun in this life. Okay, that is really good old fashioned. And what is that flavor? It's like it's working really well with the brown sugar syrup that I put in it. Being a whiskey fish. Whiskey, yes, whiskey aficionado, yes. I just think that would be really fun because it is what the Whiskey Tribe do. They have the vault with all the rare whiskeys, but I would love to just be buying just stupid amounts of whiskey. And like I said, buy 2 bottles each time, and agree on tasting notes, and 1 goes in the vault and 1's for drinking. I'd also the other way you would tell that I'd won lotto is I'd buy some of the stupidly expensive bottles of whiskey, like $40,000 or whatever, and then I'd open them and I'd not just drink them, I'd make a cocktail with them just to fuck with the heads of the really obsessive whiskey wankers, because you definitely get complete pricks in the whiskey world. I don't think it's the majority of people who are into whiskey, because most people are into it to have a good time. But you get these people who like buy special releases and they'll never open them, and it's like, well, what's the fucking point if you never actually taste it, you fucking weirdo? So yeah, I'd be posting videos to YouTube with titles like the $40,000 cocktail. In fact, that would be a really fun comparison to do, like buy just fucking stupid expensive whiskeys. Like start with, and then just have like Jack Daniels, like a $40 bottle of Jack Daniels, and then have one that costs about $500, and then have one that costs a couple thousand, and then have one that costs tens of thousands, and do blind tastes, do blind taste tests, and get people's honest opinions of what the different ones are like, and then just to really fuck with the whiskey wankers, actually make a cocktail out of a stupidly expensive whiskey. That was just fun. Also, and again, I have rules for if I win lotto, because it's great to make up rules for a thing that is definitely never going to happen. But also, because I have all these fun ideas of doing just ridiculous, frivolous things. It's like, okay, if I spend money on myself in a frivolous way, I need to give the same amount of money to a good cause. And so if I was going to buy expensive booze, when I do that, I have to give the same amount to a good cause. Or even like, if you get a car, well, then you have to give the same amount to a good cause. Because you just can't be a prick like, the money hoarders. I mean, like we've had discussions before. Bill Gates does some good stuff, but he's a fucking obsessive money hoarder as well. And he's at the better end of the billionaire spectrum. At the worst end are steaming piles of shit like Elon Musk, although the lesser known but probably more evil Peter Thiel. What I hate, I need to like do a course where they teach you how to tease out the flavors on these things, because this old fashioned, it's got a really definite flavor, and I'm having trouble articulating what it is. Is it dates? I think it's dates. Like it's this really interesting sweetness and earthiness. I think it's dates. I'm just gonna now I've got that in my head. That's what it is. It's dried fruit. It's like dates or some other dried fruit. Fig, yes, Dr. Jones. It's got fig elements, I think. Also, just by the by, there are a couple of fig trees in my neighborhood, like just in the wild. They're on the footpath, and they're fruiting. But I don't know if the fruit's going to ripen properly, because you get this weird thing. Mrs. Angry is the gardener. She explains it to me. Fig trees need it to be hot for the fruit to ripen properly. And if the environment isn't right, the fig tree will grow fruit, but it will never properly ripen, and it will rot. It will be like, it will go from unripe to rotten. It will never actually be ripe if the environment's not right for it. And because we have had a surprisingly cool start to summer, I don't think either of these two fig trees, the fruit is going to ripen properly. Because I saw someone doing a fun thing online, doing fig infused whiskey. I wanted to do that. Get like a fig off. I could get dried fig from a grocery store, I guess. But when I just saw these fig trees in my neighborhood, I want to do it. But also, really fun YouTube channel, Cocktail Time with Kevin Koss. They do really wild stuff, really creative things. They actually made a cordial, a non-alcoholic thing from fig leaves. It's like fig leaf soda, which I was saying was very good. And I was going, well, okay, these fig trees might not be successfully ripening their fruit, but they've got some really big, nice looking leaves. So I might go back and check that video of Kevin's and see how they prepared the thing with the fig leaf. And maybe I'll go and harvest some fig leaves, make a thing, because I like doing creative things. But yeah, ever since I saw someone doing a thing with a fig infused whiskey, I wanted to try it. But on these trees, they're not ripening properly. So maybe I have to give up and just, get some dried figs from a supermarket, as a grocery store. Because the dried ones, the flavor's concentrated anyway. Dr. Jones, you've heard of bicarbonate of fig leaf. You know what? Okay, look, I'll find it. Kevin Koss fig. See what comes up. Homemade cream soda with fig leaf makes the best highball. So these are fig leaves, Kevin. He's from Central Europe. Oh God, I forgot where he's from. Does he actually have a description, or do I have to watch the video? No, I have to watch the video. Hmm. Yep. Okay. So I think I just have to rewatch. How long ago? It's from September. Just have to watch the video again. Because he makes a fig leaf soda, fig leaf cream soda, which he says is a great mixer for highballs. And I freaking love experimenting, and it's like this is just like foraging. Like, oh, this just exists in my neighborhood. I'll go and pick some fig leaves and make a fig leaf creaming soda. Why the heck not? It's like I occasionally find things that I know I can make stuff with that are growing wild here, but I'm like a long way from being an expert. Uh, I I know I've seen a couple people online doing stuff, and they like work at distilleries and they use native botanicals in the distilling, and they know how to forage. Like they'll just go to suburban areas and they'll just go, you know, you don't even recognize it. And they go, oh, yeah, this is X. I can use this for this flavor. This is that. I can use this for this flavor. Like I'm kind of down to, oh, yeah, we get lily pilly, also known as ryeberry, grows around here quite a bit. Um, that fruit is really good for making a syrup. It kind of tastes like pear juice. It's really yummy. The syrup, and there's a couple different sorts of these lily pilly, and the best one, you can just cut around the fruit. It's they look like berries. They get to about, well, some of them get quite big. You cut around them and open them up and take the seed out, cover them in sugar, and make a syrup, and you get this really nice red syrup. And like I said, the flavor's kind of like pear juice. It's really nice, um, and that's just a thing that grows around here. And I'm sure there's probably a dozen others that I don't know about. Also, another one that Kevin Koss did was a mint thing. Uh, and Mrs. Angry has a good mint crop. Now, if I look that up, what did he actually make? Lime and mint cordial for fast and clear mojitos. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to harvest some of Mrs. Angry's mint to make a lime and mint cordial. Yeah, Kevin Koss just does the wildest stuff. He's like, the mad scientist of cocktails. Dr. Jones thinks dreams are made of. Yeah, I mean, I was always amazed. Like in the very early days of COVID, it's kind of when I became friends with Kirsten. I mean, she knew me from YouTube, um, but we were particularly watching these live streams that were being done by this guy Henry, who's the sort of brand ambassador for Applewood Distillery, which is in Adelaide. They do very nice and very innovative gins. But he was based in Melbourne, and when all the COVID lockdowns happened, um, he would normally be going to bars doing PR stuff, but couldn't go to bars because they were shut. So he was doing these live streams from various distilleries and bars, where he'd get these industry people who just, they just knew their shit, and he knows his shit. And they would just be talking about how I'm going to do this thing. And he would just talk about how he'd just gone foraging in the suburb around and he'd found he'd found this and he'd found this and he'd found this. So I can do an infusion with that and blah, 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 and just make these really spectacular sounding cocktails because he's created all these infusions from stuff that was just growing in the surrounding suburb because he knew what to look for. He knew how to forage. And I think that came from the Applewood Distillery doing very innovative stuff. And they'd learned how to find the native plants that have really good flavors. And yeah, man, these early live streams were just amazing. And I friggin' loved them. And he would do them a bit earlier in the evening. So often I'd be able to watch his live stream earlier in the evening and then go and do my live stream. Like he'd do one at 6. He'd go from 6 to 7 or sometimes 6 till 8. And then I'd go and do my own live stream. But he would just do the most amazing stuff. The knowledge the people in the Australian distilling and bar industry have is friggin' mind blowing. Like they're just incredibly insightful and creative people. And it's also, I find it quite funny how many of the people in Australian distilling are literal scientists. Like they got science degrees and they ended up using their science education to explore distilling, and they end up, like being master distillers, utilizing their science degree. Because it's very hard to get a job as a scientist in Australia, because all the funding cuts and whatnot. But yeah, the number of Australian distillers who are scientists is quite humorous to me, because you don't have to be a scientist to learn distilling, because distilling is a craft. You can just learn it. But these people who apply like their chemistry degrees and biology degrees into making booze, it's friggin' awesome. I think it's so cool. I really like it. But, the Australian industry is just full of cool people. It's probably, definitely what I'd want to do if I won Lotto, just start my own distillery and just be able to experiment and work with cool people. Just get cool people who wanted to do cool things. And it's like, hey, here's a thing I want to do. And, I want to have a cool thing. And it wouldn't all be about the distilling. Some of it would be about the venue, because it's like, I want to have a cool venue where people can go and it'd be a good, safe environment, for our Divergent crowd, which is the majority of the people who join the stream, as we've said from time to time, people who are divergent, whether that's neurodivergent, gender divergent, or sexuality divergent. It would be fun not just to get into distilling, but to actually have a venue where people could be and have a good time and have it be a safe environment. And I'd love to bring in shit like, have like a cafe, restaurant, have a maker space, have a creative space that's tied into the whole thing. It's just like, have a thing where people can have a good time. And a good time doesn't have to mean getting drunk, although it often does for me, but just a place where people can do cool things. And even performance would be part out of it. So, Justin, you can't find anyone to hang out with New Year's staying in Queensland. Well, maybe you can hang out virtually with us, because I'm not going out anywhere. Fuck that noise. I'm going to be at home. Dr. Abigail's going to come around and we're going to do a stream. I completely understand if people have social things and are going out. Oh, of course, I have good times all the time without drinking Safa. My life is a good time. I enjoy my life. Um, but that's what I was talking about with my dream venue. It wouldn't just be about alcohol. It would be, you know, a cafe, a creative space, a maker space, a thing where people could just do cool things, like probably even a performance space. Uh, just somewhere where people could do cool things and have a good time. Uh, I just think that would be awesome. And also, if there wasn't pressure to make money, that would be cool too. That's why I keep referring to the ridiculous, never going to happen thing of winning lotto. Because, I'm just having fun. It's fun to have uh, dreams and goals, and hey, maybe one day an incredibly wealthy benefactor will kind of see me on YouTube and go, "That's a really good idea. I'd like to support this person to do this." Um, Money's not evil. Money's imaginary. People are evil. The way people use money and pursue money can definitely be evil. Evil can definitely be done in the name of making money. Yeah, that's the old biblical saying, money's the root of all evil. Um, it doesn't have to be. People are the root of all evil, but people don't have to be evil either. Oh, wow, Justin, you're still having storms. One area 30 millimeters in half an hour, which is a fucking lot. Like, whoa, when those floods that hit Queensland, like some areas had a meter of rain in a week. It's just like, God damn. So yeah, money is an abstract concept. So money is not evil. People can be evil, or people who aren't inherently evil can do evil things. The pursuit of gain can make people do terrible, evil things. So I'm kind of hoping that a magnanimous, uh, super wealthy person who's trying to validate themselves and feel like there's some meaning in life hears me saying stuff like this and goes, "That's actually really cool," and I'd feel better as a human if I was supporting something like that. And so they come to me and go, "Yeah, I want you to realize that dream, and just send me all the invoices." And I'm like, "You got it, buddy." Oh, we've got one person with a degree in psychology in the house. That's all we need. It's Mrs. Angry. Um, I do actually enjoy. I enjoy philosophy more than psychology. Psychology's fine and interesting, but I really like philosophy. And just that your mum's water tank's being filled up. Fair. Hey, Noog. Yeah, look, I'm running a bit late, man. So I'm still here. It's Saturday night. I don't got to be anywhere. Hmm. Fuck yeah. Sorry, that's the clarified eggnog I'm drinking now. I did really enjoy the old fashioned made from that new whiskey. It was definitely like dates or figs, the flavor, and it was really wild. You think Chog works in psychology? Do you, Chog? Are you still there? So after you meant philosophy. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of philosophy. But yeah, I don't know if academia is for me. Who knows? I should probably just read more, quite honestly. Uh, oh my god, I make really fucking yummy drinks. I'm just saying. Yum oh. I might even pour a little bit more of my new one that has the absinthe in it. The Longines. that I just made today. Well, started yesterday. Kind of finalized it today. It's very yummy. I got this clarified eggnog's really sweet. It's yummy. Oh, I think that's Mrs. Angry saying she's going to bed. Going to bed. Oh, that's weird. Oof. Ooh, also, I was just kind of thinking of random obsessive tapping. Dr. Jones, do I have a new favorite drink this year? Um, Fucking eggnog, man. I have never been as into eggnog as I have been this season. It's just been friggin' incredible. I should go back. I should look at my whole years and go, which one of the ones I made for my channel really set my world on fire. But my immediate thought is again eggnog. I've just gone wild for eggnog. Didn't have any tonight. I will probably have some tomorrow because it's just super friggin' yummy. Actually, you know what? When I look, am I logged into YouTube on Firefox? I need to check. I'm just tapping things on my phone. I am not signed in on Firefox. Okay. Let me have. Oh, no, I don't think I can bother. But I do need. You did remind me, Dr. Jones. I need to look at my year's stuff. Wait a second. It's Angry Cocktails. Videos. Okay, full length videos. Going back, just looking, and there's all the eggnogs. Let's see. Sour apple cocktail, fruity sangaree, principal punch, full pina colada, no acid milk punch. I tell you what, the no acid milk punch whiskey old fashioned was friggin' incredible, and I think I may be going to make another one. Semi-related, do you want to eat more eggs this year? It's like breakfast burritos. Yeah, why not? So just looking at this, the definitely the no acid milk punch old fashioned. Oh, that was good. Um, and I'll tell you what, the liqueurs I made were really good. The blood orange liqueur and the rum liqueur built. Oh, they were very good. Uh, Let me see. What else is going on? I mean, a clarified pina colada or a clarified painkiller are just incredible. I'm literally just going through things. Looking at all these names, is there one I remember that I really liked? Oh, here's one I called the birthday. Okay. My new favorite drink of all time. So it's cognac drambuie, bitter red aperitivo, sweet vermouth, and brown sugar syrup. Okay, and I labeled that my new favorite drink of all time. So it was the birthday cocktail, cognac, drambuie. So 50 mils cognac, 10 mils drambuie, 5 mils bitter red aperitivo, 20 mils sweet vermouth, 10 mils, well, it said raisin sugar syrup. I used my spiced brown sugar syrup. And that was in May. I should remind me tomorrow. I should remake that. That's a good New Year's Eve thing. Remake that and see if I still really love it. Nug, you had a taste of champagne. No, I do not like champagne at all. I don't like sparkling wine. I've got sparkling cider for my New Year's Eve drink to pop a cork. Okay, doing my repetitive tapping thing. What to doing? Actually, yeah, Dr. Jones, thank you for reminding me. What's my favorite drink of the year? That one I labeled my favorite. So I need to, I think, as a wrap up of the year, I need to remake it and see if if I still think it's the best thing. At your first bottle of Drambuie, still searching for a cocktail. I mean, The Godfather is the one that springs to mind. Actually, go on. I think Difford's might have a collection. Diffordsguide.com has this great feature of best cocktails by ingredient. And they've probably got 20 best Drambuie cocktails. Let me see, because it's in alphabetical. No, they don't. Okay. So, cocktail finder by ingredient, by liqueur. And if we go, come on, Drambuie. I've got Australian versions of Drambuie, which are really good. I've also got okay, so they've got 60 Drambuie cocktails. Athelbros. Galvanized Nail was one I was going to try. That's it. Rusty Nail is the famous one with Drambuie. And Difford's has a whole bunch of nail variations. But the famous one is the Rusty Nail. So that is way and above. The most famous is 1.5 ounces of whiskey, half an ounce of Drambuie, and dashes of bitters. And with that template, just experiment with other spirits as well with Drambuie. That's the whole thing. But a Rusty Nail is basically an old fashioned that's using Drambuie as the sugar syrup. So I'm looking at this tap 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 thing and see what's going on. But yeah. All right, I definitely have to remake this birthday cocktail. Because, yeah, it's a really interesting middle ground between an old fashioned and a Manhattan. Because it's got like the spirit and the sugar and the bitters, but it's also got the vermouth. But it really like. Well, and apparently, I did a little variation that I thought was better. Okay, I have to rewatch this video tomorrow. I'm going to have to rewatch this video, or I could watch it now. Let's watch it now. This is the video that I said was my favorite. What the fuck? This is only 4 minutes. I do this while I'm tapping on my phone. Where are we? Sharing the screen. Okay, so actually kind of keen to see what this is. Cocktails when I'm not making videos. So I try a lot of cocktails. I often try to find new things. I'm always going back to old favorites as well. But with going to websites and reading books, I find new things. And usually about once or twice a year, I find one that goes to the top of my favorite list, at least for a while. And this is, I think, the first contender for this year. It's called L'Anniversaire. Apologies for my appalling French pronunciation. Translates as The Birthday, created in 2015 by Pierre Charoux at the Century Club in London. And the structure of the drink is very interesting. It has elements of a Manhattan and elements of an old fashioned. And I love both. When I saw the list, I thought, I reckon this is going to work. But I was surprised at how well it worked. Oh, by the way, this is the second time me shooting this video. The first one, I hadn't tasted the cocktail previously. And then as I drank it after I'd finished the video, I thought, no, I need to amp this up. This is like my new favorite. So I'm reshooting the whole video and letting you know I'm just, I'm building this up. So if you try it, I hope you like it, because I really think this is a top quality drink. I found this recipe on the Difford's Guide website, and this is the ingredients listed there. It says about 1 2/3 ounces or 50 mils of cognac, and then 1/3 of an ounce or 10 mils of Drambuie, about a bar spoon of a bitter Italian liqueur, Campari would be the most obvious one, 2/3 of an ounce of Antica Formula or a well-aged sweet vermouth, and then 1/3 of an ounce of a raisin sugar syrup. I'll be doing some substitutions. Instead of Antica Formula, I have this Australian aged vermouth. Instead of Drambuie, which is a whiskey liqueur, I'm going to use a bit of my homemade whiskey and rum liqueur that I created recently. Anyone who knows me knows I can't really stand Campari, not even a bar spoon, but I do have this local substitute from St. Felix. We call it a bitter citrus aperitivo. This has a nice level of bitterness for me. And final substitution, I don't have a raisin syrup, but I think my spiced brown sugar, apple, and orange syrup will do just nicely as a substitute there. Now we're making the cocktail. In our mixing glass, we put 1 2/3 ounces of brandy. That equates to 50 mils. Then we're putting 1/3 of an ounce or around 10 mils of our whiskey liqueur. And then just a bar spoon, around 1/6 of an ounce, 5 mils of our bitter red liqueur, then 2/3 of an ounce or around 20 mils of our aged vermouth, and the final touch is 1/3 of an ounce, about 10 mils of our brown sugar syrup. And there we have the birthday. Slightly disappointed I discovered this just a couple of days after my own birthday, so I couldn't have it on my birthday, but I'll keep a note of it for next year. Those elements go so well together. This is a drink where, although it's not overly sweet, the quality of the sugar syrup is going to make a difference. They originally called for a raisin syrup, which I don't have, but my brown sugar syrup has a lot of rich flavors, and it's balancing really well with these other components. I really recommend you try this. If you like your boozy sippers, this is a great one for any time, really. It'd be great with a meal. I'm going to finish this off now. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. Hope to see you again soon. Until then, I will say cheers. Okay. So I'm making that tomorrow. I'm definitely making that tomorrow. Year in retrospect, in May, I thought it was the best cocktail of the year. I've got to make it again and see if it still is. But yeah, generally, and yes, Dr. Jones Campari, I cast the out. I just can't do it. Oh, Noog, it would go so well with a succulent Chinese meal. For those who don't get it, that is a very famous Australian meme. Guy, again, I'm really conflicted about that meme because although I think it's funny, the guy in it was fucking stealing from businesses that probably can't afford to have him stealing from them. He was eating meals and then not paying for them, and he got notorious for it. He eventually got arrested, and there is a very funny video of him being arrested. Like, what's the crime? Enjoying a meal, a succulent Chinese meal, and accuses the cops of grabbing his dick at various points. It's very funny, but I'm a little conflicted about it. Yeah, no, Did you not know that was Australian? No, that was Australian. It's one of Australia's great memes. A succulent Chinese meal. It's it's a whole thing. All right, now I'm just tapping. I feel like I should put another video on while I tap before I go to bed. Did I call it? I think that's the only video where I called out this is my new favorite cocktail. But in general terms, my spiced apple brown sugar syrup and the various liqueurs I made with it are just fucking awesome. They're just so good. Heine, I don't know the guy's name. I swear, if you just Google succulent Chinese meal, you'll find the video. I'm sure. I'm trying to think, was there Yep, that's I feel like there was something unpleasant there. Okay, so that one really stood out as I called it out as a favorite. But yes, basically the various eggnogs. I got so into eggnog this season, so much more. And the various liqueurs I made from the spiced apple um, sugar syrup, really good. So, trying to think. To do anything else? Looking at the various things. Barrel aged cocktails, which were good. Oh, also vinegar in milk clarification instead of citrus was interesting. Also, grappa makes a good sour. Oh, the absinthe peaches. That was a fun one. Ryan Doka, he does these videos where he just puts something in booze for a week to see what it tastes like, and putting peaches in absinthe is actually really yummy. I was thinking of doing it with strawberries actually, because strawberries are cheap at the moment. I think maybe strawberry infused absinthe could be really yummy. Yeah, no, I think the year in retrospect, I have to do that birthday cocktail tomorrow to see if I still think it's the best thing. So thinking maybe just before going to bed, play another AIDSy video, but what would work? Ooh, really dodgy videos with AIDSy and Mistress M. I was just really keen on the various AIDSy videos. So, wonder when the last video he's actually in, like, was stuff with his name. The last one with his name shows up in July. Oh wait, date. Sorry, I'm playing with this. Oh God. February 2011. Okay, so I stopped putting his name in the videos because when his name's in the video, I have to go back to 2019, and we're obviously doing stuff more recently than 2019. I don't know. Does anyone have a favorite AIDSy video? I could find it. Oh God, some of them are so long. Like when I made him do tongue twisters when he didn't have teeth. One from 2016. AIDSy's nearly dead but getting better. Another one that's from May 2016. Nearly dead but getting better. One from March 2016. AIDSy not dead yet. January 2016. How sick is AIDSy? He was obviously having a bad time in 2016. And what's this one? 2015, the 5th anniversary of us making videos together. So we started making videos in 2010. An update from AIDSy from June 2015. Another update from April 2015. AIDSy's drug diary from January 2015. Another AIDSy and drugs from November 2014. Is AIDSy an inappropriate hermaphrodite? November 2014. God, nearly 10 years ago. I feel like I want to put that one on. How young will we look 10 years ago? The totally fucked up Friday where he gets naked. Remember 2016? Okay, I feel like I should do this one. It's like a middling length one. Is AIDSy an inappropriate hermaphrodite? So this is 9 years ago. So I feel like we'll just look weirdly young. Oh, he's in hospital. We actually did it from hospital. Okay. This ought to be interesting. Look, I might do this, then go to bed, actually. But let's put this on. Fuck you, StreamYard. We'll screen it. Oh, that's really weird.
G'day viewers, I bring you once more Hospital Man.
Hello, it's me. I'm in hospital. Look, I've got things in me. Check it out. I've got buns and stuff. You can stick things right in my body. It's good.
But we want to talk to you today about weird and potentially troubling things that are happening outside of AIDSy's body.
Which is odd because it's not often.
Yeah, but we're talking about people having problems with what they describe as inappropriate hermaphrodites.
Yes. We've all been there though.
I mean, this has happened in Sweden with a town council having a problem, which interestingly leads
Sweden or
to.
Poland?
Did I say Sweden?
You said Sweden.
I want to start again now.
No, don't start again. Let's
No?
not start again.
All
Let's
right.
just cruise through, because what I would like the viewers at home to know is that occasionally AIDSy picks up mistakes.
Yeah.
All the time, Angry is the one with facts, but occasionally, just once in a while, just incy, spincy, wincy spider goes up the water spout, AIDSy gets flushed down with the rain.
And
In
on top
Poland.
of everything,
Mm.
the druggings and whatevers that they're doing to you, you're on top of that.
Mm.
And in Poland, there's a town council concerned with what they're calling inappropriate hermaphrodite,
Oh, I've been that way.
which assumes that there's a whole slew of appropriate hermaphrodites that they're completely fine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. You've got to be okay with your appropriate hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Worms, various
So-
different chordata.
And this involves a kid's playground, so you can understand why they're being a bit touchy.
yes, be a bit concerned, be a bit onto it.
But the big problem they're having is with Winnie the Pooh. And now, look, we've all commented at some point about various cartoon characters not wearing pants.
Oh, I'd like my honey now. Thanks.
Yeah. Winnie the Pooh, Humphrey B. Bear,
Humphrey B. Bear.
Donald Duck, you know. But in a small town in Poland, they wanted to have a mascot for a park, and someone suggested Winnie the Pooh, and a few local councillors got mighty worked up about that possibility.
Lost their minds. Totaled. Freaked
And
out.
they're like, they have a problem, not just that he's not wearing pants. although
And he's
that's a
not
concern.
wearing pants.
He's not.
Let's face it. Winnie the
face it.
Pooh is not wearing pants.
They're not making stuff up when they say that.
No.
But then there's
I'm not wearing pants. Check it out. But you know,
Oh.
it's okay. Because look,
Well, it's like mentioning pants around this guy is like a terrible mistake.
but I'm not supposed to be wearing pants.
No,
it's
it's
appropriate
impossible.
that I'm not wearing pants.
Yeah.
It's appropriate that Winnie the Pooh's not wearing pants because he's a traitor.
Yes, and I actually want to quote you a couple of pieces because they're very specific in their language. Because that's one thing, they're saying that he also has dubious sexuality. I suppose it's because he hangs around with a little boy all the
He
time.
hangs around with a little boy all the time, and it depends how much money you've got, frankly.
Yeah.
That's what his
And-
sexuality is.
Apparently, there's a local Polish fictional bear who's fully clothed, who these councillors believe sets the trend. If he's fully clothed, what are we talking about this filthy English bear with no pants?
Who hangs around toilets,
Mm.
hands out boiled lollies. I think you know what I'm saying.
And I think that one councillor might have been trying to urge a bit of, I don't know, sanity of when they said the reason Winnie the Pooh doesn't wear underpants is because Winnie the Pooh doesn't actually have a gender, which seems awfully convenient.
Yeah, nice.
Seems
Nice.
awfully convenient.
Yeah.
It's as if they're saying this person's trying to
I
say
came down in the last shower. Oh, piss on my back and tell me it's raining. Ho, ho, ho.
Winnie the Pooh is actually just a soft toy, not an ambulant human, and therefore maybe don't obsess so much about genitals or lack thereof.
Oh, great. We'll go back to your fantasy wonderland where things have no genitalia.
But one councillor is having nothing to do with it. And I want to find, again, it's really important to get this type of quote
Just right, really.
accurate
Mm.
because it's pretty strange when one councillor whose name is apparently Hannah Jakminska said it wasn't enough to go on about Winnie the Pooh, actually went against the author A.A. Milne and said, this is very disturbing, but you can imagine the author was over 60 and cut Pooh's testicles off with the razor blade because he had a problem with his identity.
You know what? As someone who's experienced something like that,
Not 100 miles removed from
not
that.
100 miles removed from that, I can relate to this council, and I reckon all power to her, because it's not about her smallness of attitude, it's not about her bigotry, it's not about her prejudice, it's actually about ethics in games journalism.
I caught myself by surprise with that edit at the end. AZ doing a surprise twist. It's about ethics in games journalism. But I just thought that would be a fun thing to end the evening on. One of AZ's many hospital stays. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go sleepy bobos now. So I guess gird your loins and get ready for a big New Year's Eve. We will see what happens. I'm definitely making the birthday cocktail to see if I still think it's the best cocktail of the year. Because based on what I said on the channel, I was only looking at the longer videos. I need to look at the shorts and see if I declared in any of the shorts this was the best video. I will look at that. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you'll take care. Oops, ceremonial eating of the cherry. Here we go. Love that cherry. Oh my God, so good. Okay. So you'll take care. I'm going to go sleepy bobos. And if you're here for New Year's Eve, let's do it. But I'll say